two of us either. We got a very special co-host you might recognize from Saturday Night Live or Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. That's a night show with Jimmy Fallon. Have you guessed who it is?
Jimmy Fallon.
It's Jimmy Fallon!
Oh, hi there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. I'll be making sure you get through this experience in one piece. You've got the very best guide. And the greatest driver.
Gladys.
They're the best. I love them. Even though owes me $5. I know you guys are excited to get on the tour, but first, a few safety rules.
That is right. If you guys need any guest assistance, if you have a medical emergency, if you drop something of value off the side of the tram, you have sound, video issues, just reach up and grab this radio cord that runs down the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, please remain seated throughout the duration of the tour with your arms and legs inside the vehicle. The studio is private property, so if you drop your phone, you just can't wait to use the restroom, just pull that red cord. Remain seated. Please no smoking, and be prepared because the tour features sudden tram movements, loud noises, fire effects, and water effects. Keep an eye on your cameras. And speaking of your cameras, please no selfie sticks on board the tour. But now we are officially heading into our movie studio. Woohoo! You guys picked the perfect time too, because right now we are celebrating the 55th anniversary of the world famous Universal Studio Tour. Yeah! Having an awesome year too. We won our 10th Best Picture Oscar this year for Korean Book at the Academy Awards. Go Universal! Celebrated our 104th anniversary. We are the oldest movie studio in Hollywood. Yeah! It's because we filed our paperwork 2 weeks before Paramount, but still counts. It still counts. My favorite thing about Universal is that our founder, Carl Limley, had a dream to create an entire city all dedicated to making movies. To this day, we're still our own city. We're Universal City Studios. We have our own zip code, our own bank. That's a real fire station on the right, Fire Station 51. It's a name for the fictional fire station, though, from the TV show Emergency. And then it became kind of like a little Easter egg that we'll hide in some different productions. Do you guys watch Chicago Fire? Fire Station 51, tribute to us. Any fans of TV show Friends? Remember the episode where the girls are burning their ex's stuff and they catch Monica's apartment on fire? Fire station that shows up? Fire Station 51. Well, one thing that our city has that most cities don't are these crazy buildings in front of us. This is called a sound stage. The one directly in front of us, Sound Stage 12, is the biggest one on our lot. It's currently home to The Voice. Now, the set is specifically designed just for The Voice. That soundstage was built all the way back in 1928. Every single scene that you see here on your screens filmed in the exact same spot where they currently film The Voice. Now these sound stages give us maximum versatility. We can control all the elements in here. They're also about 98% soundproof, so just for that 2%, I'm going to turn my mic down just a little bit when we drive through here. But check out this scene on your screens from Couples Retreat. That did not film outside or at night. That filmed during the day inside of Soundstage 12. So much easier for the cast and the crew. Check it out, guys. This is the exact same place when we clear everything out, too. It's basically just a big empty warehouse. And that's an SUV in there for scale. That thing is huge. And coming up over on the left, soundstages 16 and 17 are home to Superstore with America Ferrera, Vin Feldman, and Mark McKinney.
I know it's hot in here, but let's have some patience for one another.
Yeah, you know, the heat makes us all act.
If your face stays where it is, it's gonna get punched.
So inside of there is the fictional Cloud9 Superstore, which is supposed to be a chain store on the show. So it actually worked out for us a couple times. The final season of the Mindy Project with Mindy Kaling comes across the street in Soundstage 21. There's an episode where Mindy goes to Texas to visit her friend Peter, and she has to stop off, get some stuff in the store. She goes to the Cloud9 Superstore. I have no way to prove it. I am 100% convinced they just wrote that scene because they already had the set built across the street. If you guys watch Good Girls on NBC with Retta, Mae Whitman, Christina Hendricks, sometimes you'll see them shop out of that Cloud9 Superstore too. So occasionally we can reuse the same sets for multiple productions, especially because all three of those are comedies on NBC, so it gives us a little bit of leniency. But usually what we'll do is we'll just clear out the whole set when the production wraps, build a brand new set inside of these stages. So they're doing inside of sound stages 24 and 25. Those were used for some scenes for Us, directed by Jordan Peele. Such a good movie. But it's not just NBC Universal Productions that film out here. Anybody, Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount, ABC, they can all film on our lot. We're kind of like a giant rental facility. We can film on their lots too. We're not really competitive until we get to the box office. So until then, we all kind of work together. And the actors are freelance. They're independent contractors. They can work for any studio they want. They could be on any studio on any day. That's why we use trailers as actors' dressing rooms. If you remember the actors say, I'll be in my trailer, they're intentionally mobile, so we can drive their dressing room all around our lot or to other lots, or if we're filming on location, which means that we're going to a real place. Like in the movie Ted 2, those Comic-Con scenes, they didn't film those on a soundstage. They went to LA's Convention Center and they built their own Comic-Con. Just for like 10 minutes of that movie, it was crazy. But speaking of Ted, get your cameras ready because Ted Clover Lane himself is here today. Look at that, he's toasting us with his apple juice. For the kids, that's apple juice. Now in the 20s and 30s, we had a totally different system called the contract player days. The actors would sign one contract with one movie studio, only do movies for that studio on that lot. So instead of a trailer, they got their own personal permanent dressing room, like a little apartment. On the left, those were dressing rooms for stars like Doris Day, Rock Hudson, Lucille Ball. Now they're offices for some of the top writers, directors, and producers in all of Hollywood, including Illumination Entertainment. They're the people who brought us Despicable Me, The Secret Life of Pets. The Secret Life of Pets 2 is out right now. It's so cute. And I'm super excited because I can officially announce we're going to have a brand new Secret Life of Pets attraction coming to Universal Studios next year. Now, a little bit more sinister, though. The De Laurentiis Company are the ones who unleashed Hannibal Lecter to our small screens on NBC's Animal. Fittingly, they're in Bungalow 5195, once the office of Sir Alfred Hitchcock. It's also fitting you can see his cameo on the side of the building since he was famous for his cameos. Even though the real reason he first started appearing in his own movies was just because in the early days of his career he couldn't afford to pay the extras. Later on, of course, it was on purpose. Back to the movie The Birds. Those are his two real dogs. He wanted to make sure they got a cameo too. On the left, those are two brand new sound stages right now being used for Will and Grace and America's Got Talent. But the first production of film in there was Hairspray Live with Jennifer Hudson and Ariana Grande that also used a big portion of our Metro sets right ahead here. Now these Metro sets were renovated in 2008. We got some help from one of our favorite directors when we renovated it, Steven Spielberg, who also always teams up with the best directors. Like for the movie The Adventures of Tintin, when he teamed up with King Kong director Peter Jackson. Then we called Peter Jackson to make a little something special just for you guys.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
Ladies and gentlemen, adventure awaits us, and I have a feeling it's going to be a bumpy ride, so hold on to your loved ones. By that I mean your cell phones, your iPads, your purses, your bags. Don't lose your stuff in here, guys. Be sure to remain seated at all times and get ready, because we're going back to Skull Island.
Glasses on, everybody. We're back in Skull Island.
That's King Kong.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was King Kong 363D! Look at these screens as we drive out of here. Look how big those are. You guys just survived one of the largest and most intense 3D experiences on the planet. Those screens are 40 feet tall and 180 feet long. That was 16 different projectors, like the ones you find in the AMC theaters. 16 of those strung together to create that massive 3D event. Now you guys can go and take your 3D glasses off, but hold
I think
on
that's
to
the
them
dinosaur
because
saliva.
you might need them later on in the tour. Hint, hint. Very strong hint. You're definitely going to need them later. Hold on to your glasses. Now, that 3D event was brought to us not only by Peter Jackson, but also by the geniuses at Weta Digital, who have done the CGI or the computer-generated imagery for movies like King Kong, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Avatar. Do you guys remember when the Angry Mama T-Rex grabbed our tram and drug it onto the screen? All the people in that car? That was the team at Weta Digital. They animated themselves into their own attraction. The two little kids that got scared and hopped out ran away. Those were Peter Jackson's kids. And the second our tram made an appearance on the screen, it turned our tram into what we call a picture car. That just refers to any vehicle caught on camera and seen by an audience. It doesn't have to be a car in the traditional sense. It could be a boat or a plane or a tram. It's not even the first time our tram has made a cameo, or as I like to call it, a trameo. Ah, thank you for the pity laughs in car one. Everybody else, buckle up. The jokes just get worse. Now, our tram has made a lot of appearances throughout the years, but if I'm being honest, I definitely have a personal favorite. The very first episode of the A-Team. They go to Universal Studios. Yeah, so now you can officially say you pity the fool who doesn't take the tour. Yeah, I told you the jokes got worse. But our tram isn't our only famous picture car. In fact, get your cameras out, because coming up over on the left, you're going to see everybody's favorite Ford Cobra, Kit, from the 2008 version of Knight Rider, just chilling next to the Magnum PI Ferrari, one of the most famous Ferraris in the world. Little known fact, though, that's not a real Ferrari. That's the stunt car, so it's just a Ferrari shell over a dune buggy with a Volkswagen engine.
Wow.
Ooh, but we can't talk about cars without talking about Fast and the Furious. I cannot wait for Hobbs and Shaw.
Wow.
Fast and the Furious is our most successful franchise,
Knight
but
Rider.
Jurassic World is hot on their heels. Jurassic World 2 Fallen Kingdom did so well. Right now, we're working on Jurassic World 3. And with a brand new Jurassic World attraction open in the theme park, guys, I think we should celebrate our success. What do you say we take a well-earned vacation? Maybe head to a little jungle island off the coast of Costa Rica, or, in other words,
welcome to Jurassic Park.
in Jurassic Park got some awesome picture cars like this sweet Mercedes SUV coming up over on the right. Of course, the classic Jeep on the left. But again, our picture cars don't have to be cars in the traditional sense. They don't even have to drive. Like, do you guys remember the second movie, Lost World, Jurassic Park, when Julianne Moore was stuck in the mobile lab unit? Then the T-Rex starts pushing it off the side of a cliff. We use a big heavy metal vehicle for a scene like that. It's going to be way too difficult to maneuver. But it doesn't have to be real as long as it looks real. So here's the actual mobile lab that we used for filming coming up over here on the left-hand side. Now, if you look really close, you'll see it splintering a little bit, especially around the windows, because in reality, this entire vehicle is made out of lightweight balsa wood. It's only painted to look like metal. In fact, most of the things that you saw in that scene weren't real at all. Check out how we pushed that fake mobile lab off that real cliff in Costa Rica. That's not Costa Rica.
Wow.
That's not even a cliff. Do you guys remember that big parking structure that we passed by on the front lot? This is it. We just dressed it up to look like a cliff using the fake trees on either side of the tram. Yeah, these are fake. They're made out of foam rubber. They got handles on the side. The moss growing on them, sawdust that we dyed green. So we made it creepier by filming it at night. To really heighten the drama, though, the whole scene takes place in the middle of a giant rainstorm. I don't know if you've noticed out here in California, kind of just the same boring sunshine day in, day out. I know, poor us, right? When you see a big rainstorm like this in a scene, we gotta create those effects ourselves. So I could tell you how we make those rain effects, or we can head to this area of our lot called Old Mexico, where we got the crew all set up to give us a real-life rain demonstration, just like we do for the movies. Now, we did hide some speakers out here to play the sound of thunder. That's just for you guys. Normally, we would add that in post-production, but the tour doesn't have a post-production, so we're going to do it now. We got some strobe lights out here for lightning, and then, Hey, guys! Hey, can you guys go ahead and cue up those sprinklers for me, too? That looks beautiful. Thank you, guys. So to make the rain, we just take sprinklers, kind of like we used to water the lawn. Just put them on top of these poles so they're out of view of the camera. Then when they shoot the water up into the air and it falls naturally to earth, it gives the illusion of rain. Add all the elements together, you get a perfect storm.
Oh, it's raining.
Alright, we get the idea. You guys can go and kill those sprinklers. Oh. Hey,
Very clever.
Something like the crew go and break that, tell me? That's a good idea. Oh no, too late! All that water is going to be recycled for the next tour, but that's also a real set. Check it out in Big Fat Liar, Paul Giamatti. I know this movie is a few years old too, but I always recommend watching it after you take a tour. It filmed all over our lot. Now check out here, we show a close-up of Paul Giamatti. Then we cut to his stunt double, who actually gets washed down the hill. One person that flat out refused to use a stunt double when she filmed a music video out there, Lady Gaga, got hit by that water and some 6-inch heels and kept on dancing. Yeah, we get it, Gaga. You're amazing. I can't even dance in flats on dry land. Just showing off at this point. I swear, you guys. Just a heads up, though. Right now, we're at about the halfway mark of our tour. So just a reminder, stay seated at all times. The studio is private property, so you drop your phone. You just can't wait to use the restroom. Just pull that red cord or remain seated. Also, get your cameras out because this area, 6 Points, Texas, is featured in Quentin Tarantino's movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. And Once Upon a Time, pretty much every Western star moseying on down these streets, like the Duke himself, John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, even Jimmy Fallon.
I ain't big enough for the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal lot.
I heard this where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their
John Wayne.
westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot you.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, Fallon.
Or you can count.
In the early days of filmmaking, pretty much every studio made westerns, but as time went on, each studio kind of became known for their own genre. Like MGM had the musical, Universal had the monster movies. Dracula, Frankenstein, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Invisible Man. Who's right over there? Thank you for looking. They all got their start in this next area of our lot that we call Little Europe. We're switching up the languages on the signs. It can look like any European town we want. But right now, it's decked out as the perfect afterlife for the TV show The Good Place with Kristen Bell and Ted Danson.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are dead.
Cool. I'm going to turn my mic down just a little bit as we drive through here because they're filming today. They're also filming for a show called Home and Family with Debbie Matenopoulos and Cameron Matheson. Now, I mentioned that our classic movie monsters got their start out there. Well, Dracula inspired some other vampires to film out there too, like True Blood with Anna Paquin. Did some scenes. Buffy the Vampire Slayer with Sarah Michelle Gellar and David Boreanaz has filmed some scenes out there too. David Boreanaz also filmed some scenes inside of this soundstage that we're going in now for an episode of Bones. I am going to warn it, does get a little bumpy in here, so remain seated, hold on to all your stuff, especially when we drive over this little ledge. But just like we could switch up the signs on the back lot, we did the same thing in here. This was an episode of Bones called Bone to the Blue Line that was supposed to be in Washington, D.C.
When I talked to him, said the guy in his arms.
That's with the FBI?
FBI, yeah, we're here about the new remains.
That's him. Right over there.
So we just took out anything that said DC. We added a subway poster over on the left that says like SFO Airport, Golden Gate, things that you would find in San Francisco. To really sell it though, we just put up a giant poster that says Welcome to San Francisco. If that's the very first shot of the scene, you immediately know where the scene's supposed to take place. Then you're not even thinking about that episode of Bones. Because in your mind, that was an entirely different location. That means that we can reuse a lot of the same props and set dressing. Whoa! Okay, everybody please remain calm. Me and Steven, that's a tiny tremor that goes all the time out here. Now, okay.
Earthquake!
Anything else that could possibly go wrong? What a man broke! Wait a minute, guys. I can take last one now. Let's save the surgery body. Oh man. Everybody all right? Everybody okay? Ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves a round of applause. You just survived a simulated 8.3 massive earthquake. Here's how it looked in that same episode of Bones.
What's going on?
I think we all can agree that earthquake was hardly a day at the beach. So you know what? I say let's celebrate our survival. Let's spend the rest of the day at the beach. Oh, guys, that was weak. We can do better than that. Let's spend the rest of the day at the beach. Now, just ignore the beach close sign. I know Emmy had some problems a while back. Don't worry about it, guys. We knew you were going to be here today. We went out extra early. We caught that shark. Over on the right, you're welcome. Now, don't worry, too. Right now, Officer George just doing a final sweep. He'll let us know if we can hop in and go swimming. Oh, there he is.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's not George. That's a fin. Oh, that's a big fin. George? George, it looks like there's another shark out there, buddy. He is a lot bigger than the one that we caught. You probably want to get back in your boat. George? Man, he has a lot of guts to be out there all by himself with a shark that big. Oh. Yeah, there they are. Okay, we're just going to keep going. Everybody remain calm, remain seated as we make our way across the dock. Don't worry, we're going to go somewhere really safe, guys. We're just, Okay, so looks like we're just going to hide here behind these giant, highly flammable barrels of gasoline. Oh, did you take the beer? No! Okay, don't panic, guys. I read somewhere that sharks are afraid of fire. Maybe. I don't know, but I don't see him. I think we scared him off. Good job, everybody. Oh! Okay, maybe I was wrong. That's how the actual mechanical shark Steven Spielberg is, but not to brag. Our shark is a better actor. You guys did not hear this from me, a little Hollywood gossip. Bruce, Steven Spielberg shark, total diva. Missed his cue times all the time. He sank to the bottom of the ocean on the first day of filming. It's like, get it together, Bruce. That's so bad. The crew started calling the movie flaws.
It's fake.
They thought it wouldn't even be released. It ended up taking 3 times longer to film than it was supposed to, but it was kind of a happy accident. Jaws was supposed to come out Christmas Day 1974. With all the issues with Bruce, the whole movie got pushed to summer of 1975. But a movie about a big scary shark? A lot scarier in the summertime than it would be at Christmas. So nobody went to the beach, but everybody went to the movies. That was our very first summer blockbuster. Oh. And if you're wondering why Steven Spielberg named the shark Bruce, y'all, Bruce is the name of Mr. Spielberg's attorney. He named his shark after his lawyer, Bruce Raymer. Now, they actually filmed Jaws on location in Martha's Vineyard. But you'll see where it says Camp Cove on the side of that dock. That's where they filmed Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury, a.k.a. the happiest show about murder ever. And if you're a fan of that show, you may recognize the Chicken Ranch coming up over on the right. That was Jessica Fletcher's garden. But that was also Miss Mona's Chicken Ranch in Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Used in TV shows like The Mentalist. LMFAO used it for their music video, Sorry for Party Rockin', but painted the whole thing purple cheetah print and had robots dance outside. So you might think that would make them the most interesting neighbors out here. But over on the left, we're passing one of the most famous streets in all of Hollywood. We call it Colonial Street, but I bet you'll recognize it as Wisteria Lane, home to ABC's Desperate Housewives. Now, believe it or not, that road existed for years before the show. The suburbs where the housewives lived was literally the burbs in the movie with Tom Hanks. Same place where Christina Ricci's character moved in Casper and was Nellyville, where Kelly Rowland and Nelly's music video, All I Think About Is You. So it's up to the production design team to go into that area, switch it up enough that you don't recognize it from production to production. But it's also their job to just kind of see what we have available on the lot and make it work for the script. It's pretty crazy what those guys can do, too. Did you guys see Bird Box on Netflix with Sandra Bullock when she's lost out in the woods? They filmed the same place that they filmed an episode of 911 with Peter Krauser. This guy's lost out in the woods. They just filmed it on either side of the tram with these little trees right here. Isn't that crazy? The only thing crazier than that to me, though, is the fact that it's already the end of July. Where did this year go? Doesn't it seem like we were just celebrating the holidays? Now we gotta wait like months? Yeah, don't worry about it, because on our back lot, the holidays are always right around the corner. Now, I mean, get your cameras out, because right around this corner, we're heading to Whoville. And these are just some of the sets from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, talking about how crazy production design can get. They look like they're made out of concrete. That's styrofoam. This was such a big production, they used 2 million linear feet of styrofoam for all of the sets. Now, of course, the Who's were weary of their neighbor, the Grinch, but they should have been downright terrified, because out on our back lot, their next-door neighbor is a complete psycho. Over on the right, that is the Bates Motel and the original Psycho house from Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Oh, hey, look at that. It looks like they have a vacancy. Anybody need a hotel reservation?
We all go on over that.
No, let's yeah, if you think spending your vacation at the Bates Motel is a disaster, oh, just wait till you get a load of this next set. The epic disaster site from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds. That was my dramatic movie voice. We're going deep into the heart of one of the most impressive sets that has ever been constructed. This is the plane crash from the 2005 film War of the Worlds. And you know what? If you're going to be the best tour ever, you should get the best pictures ever, right? Okay, well, this set is just too cool. So just this once, when the tram comes to a full and complete stop, and it's safe for you guys to do so, wait for it, we're going to let you stand up, stretch your legs, and snap some photos while production designer Rick Carter and director Steven Spielberg tell us more. Feel free to stand up, take some pictures. What up, VIP? We love you. Yeah, you guys can stand up. You're good.
Site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around the vision that Stephen had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
Everybody, please start making your way back to your seats. By the way, we're only about 10 minutes from the end of the tour at this point, so from this point forward, remain seated. Just pull that red cord if you need anything. Man, look at all the stuff out here, the junk cart beds. Looks like a lot of people are sleeping outside tonight. Kind of like John Candy and Dan Aykroyd in the great outdoors. Look at all that garbage out of sight. By the way, that's the same cabin they blew up in the movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. And we're going to see it later on in the tour. You're like, how? You just said you blew it up. We just blew it up digitally. We do tons of CGI, especially that area. You guys see that big blue screen with a pit in front? We call that Falls Lake. That pit holds 3 million gallons of water. We can combine the physical water with the digital effects in post-production, and it looks like our actors are out in the middle of the ocean. This entire scene from Sully only filmed in front of that one wall. Then on the right, there's that cabin we were talking about. Oh, no. Oh, no, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm getting a notification. We're going to have to cut the tour a little short. Apparently, there's a pretty notorious criminal by the name of Owen Shaw who's been spotted somewhere out here, and somebody on our vehicle has witnessed his crimes firsthand. Now he's looking for you. And since he doesn't know who it is specifically, means we're all susceptible to his attack, so that's the bad news. But we do have some good news. The good news is that good drivers always appreciate good drivers. So you know the guys from Fast and the Furious love our driver Gladys. They adore this woman. They're not going to let anything happen to her. She is not going to let anything happen to us either. So everybody remain calm, remain collected, remain seated at all times with your arms and legs inside the vehicle. Oh, look at that. That's Dom's Charger. Oh, and Roman's tow truck. Roman, can you come introduce yourself and tell us what's going on? They didn't really give me a lot of details.
My name is Roman Pierce.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you with Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot.
Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone could give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
Wait, for real? Okay, this is actually pretty awesome. The guys had a race earlier today and he won. You know, they are famous for their race day after parties. I mean, these are the premier parties in Hollywood. Is it possible to get an invitation? Luckily for us, though, Gladys is always invited. She doesn't just get a +1 either. She gets like a +160. So we all just got added to the guest list. Oh man, this is an awesome party. The police break up the party right when we get here. I don't even see Roman anywhere. Roman, where are you at, man? What's going on?
This is what we're doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Him?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Thanks. Just back up a little bit. Got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss! That ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of that.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. Shaw traced us. Cops can't hold it forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Try to move that vehicle.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, we'll move.
It's about to get real interesting.
Okay, I do not have a very good feeling about this.
Tell you
what, you guys still have those 3D glasses that we gave you for King Kong? Very conveniently, they double as protective eye gear. So everybody, throw your glasses on. Let's keep our eyes safe just in case we run into any issues. I mean, I think we should be fine because right now we're gonna hide in the secret underground level of our Jurassic parking structure. I don't think Shaw's gonna find us in here, but just in case, everybody has your glasses on, right? Okay, good. And remember, remain calm, remain collected, most importantly, remain seated at all times with your arms and legs inside the vehicle, holding on to all your belongings.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
So now that we're nearing the end of our tour, I just want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today on the world-famous Universal Studio Tour. I also have to say, those guys from Fast and Furious are pretty impressive. They got nothing on our driver, Gladys, though. Let's give a huge round of applause to our phenomenal driver. Oh, by the way, here's an inside tip for you guys, too. If you want to get the most out of your day today, download the official Universal Studios Hollywood app. That'll give you all the most up-to-date wait time information for all of the rides and attractions directly to your cell phone. It'll also let you know what time the shows are going to start, like my personal favorite, our Waterworld show, what time the park is going to close, even though I can just tell you that right now. We're open until 10 p.m. Once again, I've been your guide, Elena. On behalf of Gladys, myself, and all of us here at NBC Universal, we hope you guys enjoyed your exclusive behind-the-scenes Hollywood access. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you just want to hug and a high five for being so awesome, I'll be standing next to the tram. Come up, say hello. Again, we are going to be open until 10 p.m. this evening. If you ask me what time it is right now, I'll let you know it's only a little after 10 o'clock in the morning, so y'all got tons of time. But, you know, if you ask Simon Pegg what time it is, he'll just tell you that it's
time to rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
Bring the noise.
What do you want to hear?
All right, guys, listen to the blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try and keep up, okay?
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. She don't really know rain. She don't run and she don't You know you make me wanna.
Oh my gosh. Look at her butt.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Look at her
So you're not gonna like it.
Began to swing. Should have heard the knockdown jailbird sing. Let's rock. Everybody, let's rock. Everybody on the whole cell block. Who's dancing to the jailhouse?
Yeah. And thank you so much and good night.
So you guys just got a behind-the-scenes look at Universal history. Did you know that by taking the tour, you also just became a part of Universal Studios history? Fact, look around you. You never know what future Oscar winner could be sitting next to you right now.
I've been on that tour so many times since I was a kid, and I just love it every time.
The first time I ever went on the Universal lot, we did the tour.
I grew up in Los Angeles, and that was like the place to go and see Jaws.
I got my introduction to Universal Studios through the tour, and so then to be in the movies and seeing the trams drive by, it's very overwhelming.
One of the coolest things actually about shooting for Universal is sometimes you get to shoot on the lot, and then you look over and it's like there's Jaws, or like there's the flash flood, and all those trams are riding around. It's the coolest thing ever.
1979. Back then, tram drivers were kind of a little reckless, a little crazy. There was no restriction on cars going anywhere. We used to drive all over and kind of duel with them back and forth.
I have so many amazing memories of the lot when we were shooting Back to the Future.
Being here brings me back in time, I'll tell you that.
The tram would come through, the tourists would see Michael J. Fox, and they're taking the camera, snap, snap, snap. So one day, Michael J. Fox had his own camera, and every time the tourists came through snapping their pictures, he ran out and he started taking pictures of them.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA.
went to answer the phone. I was gone a second. I came back in. He let himself out of the playpen. He put on Scarface, and he glued his hands to the rum bottle. Okay?
And did I field his name? Why? Because. Oh, he's centerfield.
Hey, Mark Wahlberg. Shut up. Mark Wahlberg.
Thank you.
Me? Who else looks like Mark Wahlberg? Your girl? Mark Wahlberg's like 150 pounds. I'm 250 lean. I look like Mark Wahlberg ate Mark Wahlberg.
Have fun? Yeah? Scared of the shark?
Alamin mo ako ano itsura namin doon.
Eh, bayad dyan. Why not? Sakay tayo ulit?
Si Joyce takot na takot.
Picture ako kayo. Picturean ko kayo dyan sa tree. Oh, meron na nakapwesto.
Tama na yung